Hi, welcome back to Corporate Classy, but Please Come Correct podcast. I am your host, Alberta Thomas, and I am officially visual now. I would tell you a lot of people always ask me, like, Alberta, when are you going to go visual? Like, I love your voice, but being able to see you, connect with you, and just see how your body language is more intimate and it just opens up another space. And so I battle with that a little bit because I'm like, I don't know if I want to be on camera. I don't know if I want people to look at me while I'm talking. And so I'm like, you know what? In this season, it's like give people what they're asking for. So here I am in my rawest form in my office, no backdrop. Y'all, I thought about going to get some greenish backdrop, whatever you want to call it, flowers on the wall. I'm like, that's what's popping now. So I'm like, no, I'm going to make it as comfortable as possible for me being able to create that space and making sure I'm in a vulnerable space too, just to have some conversation and kind of talk and chat about what's been going on. And it's been a while. If you've been on my social media platform, you will see that my birthday is in 10 days. I've been doing this 15 lessons, 15 days, a series of giving people a little snapshot of the things that I have been experiencing in life recently and being able to heal openly and share some of the things that I know for sure, for a fact, that people can connect with, especially my girls, ladies. You know, I'm a girl's girl. So, especially my ladies, to continue to understand like you're not alone in situations, things happen all the time. And we just got to make sure we're good. We continue to love on ourselves and all of those things. And so I know it's been a while. I want to say I probably haven't dropped an episode since 2020. Now, granted, it's only 6 months into 2026, but I have been recording, I have been dropping things in my notes and just compiling things together. But life for me was moving extremely fast in 2025, especially towards the middle of the end and leading up until, now. And so the beautiful thing about my podcast is that I created this space to be vulnerable. I created this space to allow women and people who want to learn, if you're male or not, to understand that it is real when you're able to open up, decompress, and be able to share some of your journey and don't be afraid of the journey, right? And so it's a beautiful thing. So I know it's been a while and I know it probably felt as if I disconnected. I think it was just so much going on. Think about this. I moved across country to Oregon, Portland, Oregon to be exact. I've been there for 4 years. I fell in love. I got engaged. I experienced a loss that I never imagined. And I had to rediscover who I was for a little bit. And somewhere in the middle of life for me, I lost my voice. Like, I'm gonna make you laugh. This is my second cut to this episode, and the first one just sounded hideous. When I tell you it sound like a scared, nervous first time doing a podcast, it was just terrible. So I'm like, nah, I had to end it, shake myself off a little bit and do it again. That's the beauty of podcasting. All right, let's take two. Cause the first take, it's a little rough. And so I'm like, you know what, girl, relax, calm down. That's what I told myself. Calm down, because what are you doing right now? And so, today isn't about me just telling you all the details of my life, but slowly peeling apart the journey a little bit and just kind of getting you all caught up. It's been a while, right? So, as you know, I did move to Oregon and thought I was chasing opportunities, which I was for work, for sure, for the betterment of myself, my life, my family, and just kind of moving forward. And I had no idea, none, zero, that I was going to be walking into one of the biggest seasons of transformation of my life. It was huge. So many things has transpired in my life, from racism, from falling in love looking a little different from the norm, to starting a podcast that allows me to not lose my voice, to push my Bible to the side just a little bit, because sometimes you get lost in day to day and you feel like what you're doing is a little bit more important than what God has in stored and what is planned for you and your life. So it's just so many things that happen. I mean, I dealt with grief, continuing to deal with grief a little bit. I had lost not one, but two losses. So we're going to talk about that. And so it's just so much. I was in love. I was engaged. I genuinely believed that I knew what the next chapter of my life was going to look like. Life had other plans for me. God had other plans for me. And I am going to follow the path of my other plans. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's crazy because when I think about my journey and my life, I think about the amount of moments over the last 4 years that God has placed in front of me and showed me little snippets and images and little moments of transformation that I knew one day it was all going to make sense. When you're in the moment of your life where everything is moving quickly, is moving fast, is going great or it's going bad, you tend to lose sight of what your purpose is. And I was in that moment of losing sight, but man, I've gained so many good things. I enjoyed the highs, the lows. Over the last 4 years, I enjoyed the love that was given to me, the support that was given to me. And I just think about, where would I have been if my life didn't went the way it went? So I was supposed to be living that journey in Portland, and I adore it. Man, let me tell you something. Being in Georgia, the one thing that I would tell you that I miss so much right now is the weather. It is so freaking hot in Georgia. It was 100 degrees yesterday. It was 90 today, and it's muggy and it's sticky. But let me tell you something. I wouldn't change it for the world. I would be muggy and sticky any day when I can walk outside and be able to see so many beautiful Black faces. Be able to be around people who love me and care, and just embrace the different cultures, embrace a simple car driving past you and they're waving. Don't know them from a can of paint. But that's that Southern thing that can't nobody take from us. We're going to wave. We're going to smile. We're going to ask you, do you need some help? What do you need? We're going to do all those things. And the culture is amazing. Y'all, listen, when I tell you I manifest that I knew I was going to be in Oregon for a while, right? I didn't know exactly when I was going to get back to Georgia, but I knew deep down in my heart it's where I wanted to be. And so I manifest, work, cook, and bake with some amazing supporters, because Lord, I am blessed and I am grateful and I am honored to have the people that I have in my life. Y'all have no idea. The friends, my family, and when I tell you my intimate circle, they understand me. They know every single thing that will probably trigger me, that makes me happy. They are very intentional. They make sure they show up. When I tell you my inner circles show up, it's a beautiful freaking thing, and it's sacred to me. And I water my relationships. I water the people who show up. When I say show, not even with me asking. They just show fucking up. I want to ask y'all, how many of y'all got people in your life that's going to show up? If you don't have people in your life that's going to show up, you got the wrong people around you. I'm just going to be honest. If you have people who are allowing you to be negative, not happy, just mad, angry at the world, you are around the wrong freaking people. So my relationships, they're sacred. And I go to war about every single one of them. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful and I'm honored to be in spaces with the people that I have around me. It's a beautiful thing. And let me tell you something. You got to reciprocate what you're wanting. Show up. You can't have all these sacred spaces and call everybody friends and you don't even show up. You show up when it's convenient for you. That's terrible. You're a horrible friend, just horrible friend. So let me stay on topic. I just had to do that because I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. So not only that, you guys probably heard me talk earlier about, one of the biggest moments of my life was becoming pregnant. Yep, I said it. I was 3 months pregnant, 3 months. It was one of the most beautiful things in my life to be able to experience and be happy about. But one of the hardest moments of my life was realizing that chapter wasn't going to end the way I expected it to end in. So we're going to talk about that too. Just, you got to stay with me. You got to stay with me as I peel apart. But we're going to talk about that too. And so after everything is said is done, I packed up my life and I left Oregon. Okay. I brought some goodies with me to Georgia though, but I had to put that in there. But I had to come back home in the South, now resigning in Georgia. I wasn't coming home because I had everything figured out. I was coming home because I needed to find me again. And so with being able to transition from work and coming back here, still having my amazing job. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Still running a region. Got about 70 employees, probably 80. Still doing the same thing that I've been doing. But Lord, you got to make sacrifices. Let me tell you something. Here I go derailing again. You have to make sacrifices. I want y'all to follow me for a second. I lived in Greenwood, South Carolina for maybe 4 or 5 years. Went to school there, hated it, dropped out. I talked about that in the podcast too. If you haven't heard it, got to go back and listen and figure out what happened there. Then I started working for Verizon. At the time, was with the business maybe about 3 years, regular rep. So if you walk into a phone store, that was me. Yep, I was greeting you. I was selling you products and services and giving you a vibe. I was your girl. So I did that. Then I ended up moving to Columbia. So Irmo, South Carolina, lived there for a couple of years, worked in Irmo, then worked in Aiken, South Carolina. Then I started working in New South Carolina. And then I became a trainer, did that for maybe 3.5 years, got connected with the Georgia team that I am now over. I miss them. They're just, oh my God, they're just a bulk of energy, good freaking people. And I wouldn't trade those babies for the world. They're adults, but I wouldn't trade them for the world. They are amazing people. And I adore that. And so I lived in South Carolina, kind of worked in between South Carolina and Georgia. And at the time, we had stores in like Mississippi and Arkansas too. So I did that for a couple of years. And then that's when I had to make that big transition to Oregon. So now let's be clear. In life, you got to make sacrifices. If you're trying to get to the next level, whether it's stability financially, which is however you want to look at that, moving up in a company or being able to provide for self, being able to grow businesses, being able to do whatever it is that you need to do, you got to make some sacrifices. And so I make sacrifices. I took some risks. And me moving across the country was a risk that I had to take. I had to get up from under my family. I love them dearly. Man, they have been over backwards for me. I wouldn't trade them for the world. And they still do. I had to make a sacrifice for myself and do that transition. And also, I had to make it, and I made it fast. And so take risks. Take some risks in life. The reward is well worth it. I promise you. But you got to be open to getting outside of your comfort zone and really diving into what's going to get you where you need to be, or at least to that next level, right? You got to have some milestones. You got to have some goals, some ambition. You got to be able to do something. There is no way you can think you can do everything you need to be in your comfort zone. Get uncomfortable. I promise you. You learn a lot. And let me tell you something. Put your head down and listen and learn. You don't know everything. Even the people that's teaching you whatever it is that you need to be taught, they don't know everything. But it's putting yourself in position to grow and to learn and to just be quiet and listen and follow. It's okay. I promise you. It's going to be okay. And so being able to just make all of those transitions and the highs and the lows of life, I had to really understand that me moving back to the South, back home is where I needed to be. The feeling I got when I was here at my home waiting on my cars to be delivered. And the feeling I got, that was the last thing that was being delivered, right? I already had all my packages. I was just waiting on my cars. And so when he unhooked my vehicles from the car and pulled them in my driveway, that's when it sealed the deal. I'm fucking in Georgia and I'm home. It's amazing. Would I move again? If the money right, absolutely. I'll do it again wherever I need to go. So you got to take some risks. You have to take some risks. And I just adore the fact that I was able to do that. And the fact that people in my life kept their words and got me back home, mixed in all that good work I put out there. So it's an honor. I say it every day. And I make sure anyone that's attached to my life who've done well by me and who protect me, I show up every single time. I show up. You're going to hear my mouth before you probably see me. And it's going to be loud. It's going to be bold because I know that everybody have their own purposes and their own missions in life. But mine was sacred. Mine was important to me and to the people that's attached to me. And so I am honored for the spaces. And so who am I now? That's kind of what I've been juggling with a little bit. I'm a person that's currently healing from loss. I'm a person that is not allowing life to just happen. And I am a person who is still that bright person, still that person that's going to show up for people whether they're here or not. I'm that person who is believing that God has something for me and it's going to be big. And He is placing people in my life right now of who I need and who sees me and who adore the things that I do and adore the favor that He has over me. And I'm a person who took a step back. Y'all, listen, shout out to my amazing friend, my amazing life coach, the person who always called me when life be life. And I don't know how she always called me Rachel. If y'all don't know Rachel, scroll on my social media and look her up. I always reshare some of her things. And I had her on one of my episodes too. Rachel and I have went through so many transformation in life. And maybe I'll invite her back to one of my episodes so she can talk to you about her journey a little bit. But she always calls me in the midst of lifing. And when I pick up the phone, I always say, "Why do you call me when life is lifing?" And she's like, "I'm very much connected to you. And you've been placed on my spirit a lot lately, so I had to pick up the phone." And so one of the things that I know over these last couple of years that I tried my best to stay connected with, but I tried in a way where it was disconnecting me. So she is my pride, someone who routes me back in the space and understanding like, girl, you are favored and God has so many things for you, but you got to show some discipline. And so, with that being said, her being able to provide me with some devotionals, some ways, a different Bible to read, but also it's the main one. But just to break it down a little bit more, where it's a little easier to dissect. Because listen, that King James version that y'all be reading, I don't know what they talk about. So I need my own version of the Bible where I can understand it fully. And so she reintroduced me to one of the versions. I don't have it with me right now, but that's where my mind and my space has been, is getting back to where I know for sure I belong and where I know for sure when I am allowing God to take full control over my life and being very much disciplined with the things that I do and say, that I will be steered in the right direction. And so, again, I'm not perfect, okay? And I will not sit here and act as if I am, but I'm getting back to the place of where I need to be. And I'm bringing my Bible. So listen, men, if you're not into church, don't come around me. Okay. Okay. So I'm in a really good space. I'll tell y'all that. I am good. People would probably think, how is she okay when this, and this has happened? At least everything happens for a reason. I may didn't understand it then, but I damn sure understand it now. And I'm grateful every single day for me being able to understand and lock in with it. So I will tell you this. I am for sure. And I don't think that Alberta sitting here today is the same Alberta that left South Carolina 4 years ago. I am wiser. I'm stronger. I'm softer. More intentional. I'm in a healed in some places, still healing in some other places, but I'm here and I'm ready to tell you my story just a little bit. And then, over the next couple of episodes, you'll hear me talk about every single chapter from my relationship, from engagement, from pregnancy, loss, the move, the rebuild, and the woman I had to become. And I love it. So buckle up, ride with me, be very intentional when you listen. Take what's for you in these conversations, share it with someone who is probably dealing with something similar, and understand that I am back and welcome back to Corporate Classy, but please come correct. Until next time, peace.